Israel Adesanya versus Dricus Du Plessis. Now, guys, let me preface this by saying this is not a safe place for the Izzy fans, okay? I did pick Dricus Du Plessis to win in the third round by a TKO. Dricus Du Plessis to win by KO. More specifically, TKO in the third round. And I was very happy to see Izzy lose, right? And honestly, I know I made a little video saying that how Izzy could win, which would be, it would have to be a complete fluke, right? Because I have for a while said that Izzy is a guy who is a win-win lose-one guy, right? And I think most people by now have seen that, right? When you see people say contender Izzy is so good and, you know, people must have forgot how good Izzy is. That's not true. People must have forgot how good Izzy is at manipulating you into thinking that he's this elite #1 guy, right? You know, he is one of those guys who floats around the top 3, and the reason I say that is because he has lost to Whitaker. He lost the second fight to Whitaker. The Yoel Romero fight, that was an extremely close fight. From then on, Izzy lost all his aura to me, and I don't understand why people find it so hard to, you know, or these Izzy fans, maybe now they don't find it so hard, but for a while they found it so hard to believe that Izzy's not that guy. He's a win-win lose-one guy, and you know, that's why I made that video saying that if he had to win this, it would be his time, because he is a win-win lose-one guy and he lost his last fight. But so this could be a win for him, but I made an official prediction saying that Dricus would round 3 TKO him, and it ended up being a round 4 submission. But honestly, it could have been a TKO. Dricus could have went for the ground and pound in my opinion. He knocked him down several times. I don't know if they're official knockdowns counted. Let me check. Let's take a peek right here. Submission attempts, knockdown. So right here, let me move this. 0 knockdowns for either one of them. But really, if you guys watch the fight, obviously it was a slugfest. Several knockdowns, it looked like him. At least I know they weren't credited as knockdowns, but nowadays the UFC is so like weird about what they consider a knockdown. But the takedowns were, you know, a part of Dricus's game plan. I honestly thought Dricus was going to be better on the feet, but he was very good on the feet. He was landing big shots. Izzy was doing very well on the feet as well, I'll say that. But, man, I'm just happy to see Izzy lose like this, because I am not an Izzy fan, okay? I'm not an Izzy hater, but I'm not an Izzy fan whatsoever. And for a while, I've been saying that Izzy is not that guy. He's not that guy. So this was just a great way to fucking solidify it. And I hate this little bullshit excuses that Izzy fans are coming up with now. Like, bro, he was 36. As if they weren't 2 seconds ago saying, contender Izzy's a different beast, you know? Contender Izzy's that guy. So I'm just sick of fucking Izzy fans. And this is a great way to show that Izzy's not that guy. He never really was that guy. You know, fair enough, he fought Marvin Vettori a couple times and looked good against him. But guys, this isn't fucking Marvin Vettori. When you don't have Marvin Vettori in front of you, or, you know, Jared Cannonier, it's not a fucking easy fight, and you end up losing it. And that's why I picked Strickland to beat him. I picked fucking Dricus to beat him. And I don't know if I'd pick Izzy to win any more fights, honestly, guys. I don't even know who he should fight next. You know, maybe a Khamzat Chimaev if Khamzat beats Whitaker. I don't think they would do a Whitaker 3-rounder if Whitaker, or like a Whitaker trilogy, I mean, if Whitaker beat Khamzat. So I'm unsure. I'm not sure about that. But man, I think this might be the end of Izzy, and it has been for a while, guys. Izzy's never been that elite guy that people thought he was, okay? He's a 50-50 fighter. People need to realize that, and when you do, that's when you'll start picking against him and getting your fucking picks right, okay? And, yeah, great win for Dricus in my opinion. Very good win. I was very hyped for him. Fuck, I'm clicking on this picture. I was very hyped for him when he won. I was definitely rooting for him the whole fight, because dude, I fucking like Dricus. I'm a Sean Strickland fan mainly, but that's only because of his personality. And honestly, Sean Strickland's kind of getting on my nerves a little now. I still am a fan of him for sure. And he's probably my favorite middleweight, but you know, it's getting a bit annoying. You know, I hope they get that rematch just to see who the real champ is, I guess, because you know, it was a very 50-50 fight, and when I go back to that fight, I see it for either guy. Like, you know, it's too hard of a fight to score. And there's a reason it's a very controversial split decision. Because, you know, it's hard to score. So I don't mind Strickland getting the rematch. There's somebody fucking sawing outside, bro. Why are they doing construction work outside? But anyway, oh my fucking god. Alright, anyway, Dricus looked good. I think it's very impressive. When you know, there's those people in the comment section that say, like, Strickland, please come save us. I hate people like that, man. Those are the people who didn't even pick him to beat Izzy. They're the people who complete bandwagons, acting like... It's the same thing with Holloway. Like the people, I'm sorry to bring this up, but the people that say, Holloway, please save us from Ilia Topuria, thought he was going to get destroyed by Justin Gaethje. So don't fucking bandwagon and say, save us. Like when you're saying Sean Strickland, save us, Dricus is a very entertaining champ, and I am a Sean Strickland fan, and when I don't discredit Dricus's win against Izzy right here by saying, Sean Strickland, save us. What? Dricus just had a fucking entertaining fight, so shut the fuck up about Sean Strickland, save us. Honestly, Sean might not even deserve the fight if Whitaker wins, okay? So, it's not that crazy. I still think Sean should fight Dricus, and they should do that rematch. Izzy should probably fight the winner of, Hamzat versus Whitaker, but I honestly don't know. I don't care about Izzy. I don't care what he does. He could have fucking retired. I don't know why he's taking his gloves off in the octagon just to not retire. That's very weird in my opinion, but whatever. Izzy fans can glaze him up, and we'll probably end up seeing he'll probably get another title shot. He can take a little 2-year hiatus and get another title shot, because he's Izzy. But it's whatever. Great win for Dricus in my opinion. Very impressive. And, Izzy, let's, I don't know. Let's fucking retire, man. Alright, so Kai Kara-France versus Steve Erceg. This was a horrific fight in my opinion just because of the outcome. I really wanted Steve Erceg to win. Really thought he, was that guy. I literally just made a video saying that I thought he would be the GOAT, the second best flyweight ever, by the time he retires. And, at this point, it's not looking too good. And I was very sad by the outcome of this fight because I just don't like Kai Kara-France, bro. Kai Kara-France, fair enough. He's entertaining because he has, 13 first-round knockouts, or 13 first-round finishes, something like that. But, guys, Kai Kara-France is not a prospect anymore. He's been beat by the top guys. He's not, it's just not... It's not great. We just got our best prospect at flyweight destroyed, pretty much. And, yeah, I've given up on flyweight. I don't even know how much I want to talk about this because I am kind of, sad by this. Because flyweight was such a shit division. I literally only cared about Steve Erceg there. Pantoja's a fucking smudge grappler. Brandon Moreno's like playing with his Legos, retired. Roy Val can't fucking stuff a takedown. Tatsuro Taira's cool or whatever, but he only fights at the Apex, and I'm honestly done with flyweight. None of them have cool personalities. They have their once a fucking year Octagon interview where they say a little funny thing, but that's it. You don't get to see, you don't hear anything from these flyweights outside the Octagon. Steve Erceg was the only cool guy in my opinion, even because he was literally like an NPC kind of, not even an NPC. He was just a funny little guy, right? And so I liked Steve Erceg. I thought he had a great fight style. And I thought he was champ level, okay? I thought he beat Pantoja in my opinion, or at the very least had a very, very close fight with Pantoja. So this was very sad. I fucking hated the outcome, bro. It's just so bad. I understand if you're a Kai Kara-France fan, you're probably hyped, but dude, like, I don't care. I don't care about flyweight anymore. I'm not even going to talk about flyweight anymore. Flyweight's such a shit division. I honestly hope it burns up. It's just a terrible division. I don't know how people can say, you could say, bro, flyweight has the best scraps in the UFC. Okay, I don't have to care about, just because they're having good fucking fights doesn't mean that, it's still a good division. There's nothing else. The only thing they hang on to is that every year they have a fight of the year contender, right? Like Pantoja versus Moreno, right? That's a fight of the year contender. But that's their only hope for staying as a division, guys. Like, people, hardcores love to hype up flyweight as if it's like such a great division, but guys, it's fucking not. These people don't hype up their fights. There's no rivalries, there's no beef, there's no superstars. I'm just done. I'm done with flyweight. This fight was the final nail in the coffin for flyweight. I mean, it's fucking over. This division sucks. I'm sorry if you're a hardcore and you like to glaze flyweight, but this fucking division sucks and it's over, okay? So that's it for Kai Kara-France versus Steve Erceg. I'm really fucking glad Steve Erceg got put out, man. Really fucking glad. Because now the flyweight division sucks. Okay? Okay, so Dan Hooker versus Gamrot. This was an actual good fight. Fight of the night. And, I mean, this was a good fight. This was a fucking fantastic outcome. In contrast to Kai Kara-France, this was the outcome that we could have wanted and got, right? Dan Hooker, obviously, in my opinion, very clearly beat Gamrot. It honestly could have been a 3-0, but, 2-1 is the more honorable scorecard to give Dan Hooker, but I wouldn't have minded a 3-0. I'm just glad that the judges finally gave us a good outcome where they're not giving the fucking smudge grappler the win because he smudged a little hard and, it looks like he's, he's the more dominant fighter when fucking Hooker was beating him. He was beating him up, okay? He knocked him down like 3 times in this fight. I know if you look at the stats here, it's going to say 0 fucking knockdowns, but that's because the UFC doesn't know what a knockdown is anymore, okay? The UFC doesn't fucking know what a knockdown is because it's stupid. I'm not looking at these stats, okay? I don't give a fuck about the stats. Gamrot actually did look good on the feet. I will give him that. And he put on an entertaining fight, right? He was smudging and smudge grappling, but Hooker was stuffing takedowns. He was getting right back up on his feet. I think there was a moment where he was like on the canvas just kind of getting smudged. It might have been at the end of round 1. I don't remember right now. It's been a couple hours since I watched this fight, you know. But it was a fantastic fight in my opinion. Definitely fight of the night. Maybe the Izzy fight, Dricus fight was a little better, but you know, this was still a great fight. Great outcome for sure. Glad to see Dan Hooker's in the top 5. I wouldn't mind adjusting Gaethje. You know, I really like the idea of him fighting Poirier, and I think that would be the fight to make, but I doubt Poirier goes for that. I think Poirier's he's at the point of his career where he is looking to fight superstars, and Dan Hooker's not quite at the superstar level, right? He's a big star, decent star, but I think Dustin's looking for a star matchup that he can maybe win, like a McGregor, if McGregor ever fights. You know, if he ever fights, that would be a perfect matchup for him. It'd just be an easy win for Dustin. And I'm a McGregor fan, but you know, I'm done with this new McGregor. He's not the same McGregor, so that'd be probably a fight for Dustin. But let me shut the fuck up about Dustin. Dan Hooker, great performance. Fantastic performance on the feet, in my opinion. Great job stuffing takedowns. I think Justin Gaethje would be a fantastic matchup. I think he would win that. Okay, Gaethje's not that guy anymore. Gaethje hasn't been that guy for a while. That's why I picked Max Holloway to beat him. And I think this would be maybe a similar performance to what Max Holloway had against Justin Gaethje. So I think feed him Gaethje. Give him Gaethje. Then he could get a title shot probably. I don't know who would be the champ by then because Islam. I feel like Islam might move up. I don't know. You know, we don't got to get into that right now. But Dan Hooker, great performance. Gamrot, pretty good performance as well, in my opinion. You know, it could have gone either way, but I'm glad it went to Dan Hooker. I think that was the correct decision. You know, I understand if you're one of these guys who trains jiu-jitsu and you're at the jiu-jitsu gym, you're probably talking with your bros. You're saying, bro, are you fucking kidding me? They stole that from Gamrot, bro. Gamrot won that fight because you value jiu-jitsu more. And, you know, obviously, Gamrot's not a jiu-jitsu guy, but he's a fucking grappler. So you probably value grappling more, right? And, you know, we don't really want grapplers in the top 5 all the time, man. We're sick of it. So I'm glad Hooker won this fight. And I thought he did win it, okay? This wasn't a fucking robbery if you're saying it was a robbery for Hooker. But whatever. Let's move on to the next fight. Tuivasa versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Okay, so I actually am glad Rozenstruik won this fight. I was fucking shocked when they gave one of the scorecards 30-27 to Tuivasa. What did Tuivasa do in this fight? Like, excuse me, I know I actually did pick Tai to win because I didn't think he would go on a fucking 16-fight losing streak. I thought maybe in a fight that he's gonna have the opponent standing on his feet with, you know, he's gonna actually stand and bang with his opponent and he might land a big lucky shot. I expected maybe Tai has enough power to put out Rozenstruik, but I am fucking glad Rozenstruik won this fight because he deserves it, and he fought for it. He fought way more than fucking Tai Tuivasa, and I like Rozenstruik more. I think Tai is a fucking wimp, okay? You know, I understand he's this cool personality and all, but guys, Tai's not that guy. He's not that guy. We don't want to see him getting wins against people who actually put training into their careers and who actually value their MMA career like Rozenstruik. You can tell Rozenstruik wants to be in the top 5, wants to, you know, be a future champ. Obviously, he probably won't be a future champ, but you know, he wants to. That's his motivation, right? He wants that belt. He wants those top 5 guys. And so I'm glad Rozenstruik won this because Tai Tuivasa is not going to beat anybody anymore in the UFC. I'm never fucking picking him again. You know, he can't beat anybody on the feet. He can't beat anybody on the ground, obviously, so he's fucked. Okay? I don't know what the judge was smoking when they gave this to Tai Tuivasa. Let me look at the stats here. I know stats are fucking stupid, but 0 knockdown. Yeah, I mean, obviously, the stats don't mean anything right here, guys, but, you know, it just, if you watch the fight, obviously should not have gone to Tai Tuivasa. I'm very glad Rozenstruik got this win, even though I picked Tai Tuivasa. There's not much to talk about this. We don't really care too much. Just another heavyweight fight. whatever. But, you know, glad Rozenstruik got it. The Leech versus Carlos Prates. Now, this was actually a good fight, in my opinion. It was very entertaining. I actually thought this was going to go to decision because, you know, I know Carlos Prates has been getting hyped up as the big KO guy, and now I see he's the real fucking deal, okay? Because knocking out the Leech, I thought I was being clever when, you know, I saw the Leech has never been knocked out. You know, he's not going to get knocked out. This is going to decision, and so I thought it was going to go to decision, right? But Carlos Prates is a real fucking deal. He's a good prospect. This made me a bigger fan of him. You know, I really liked his last knockout. The fucking knee knockout, but this was sick. It was sad to see the Leech get put out, but it was a good fight while it lasted. It was fucking awesome. The Leech got rocked a bunch of times. He got knocked down like, twice. It was like fucking 15 times or whatever, but you know, he got knocked down a bunch and he got up and it was actually entertaining. Carlos Prates had very good like shot selection, in my opinion. He was letting the Leech back up on his feet and, you know, picking his shots, picking and choosing, and he got the KO eventually in round 2. But, you know, I thought this was a very good win for Prates, and I don't know who to give Prates next. I don't even remember who he called out. This isn't a what fights to make video, so it's whatever, but I just kind of want to talk about Prates a little, you know. And I think he did a great job. I think he's the real deal. Fighting nerds are the real deal. I might pick Caio Barajo to beat Jared Cannonier in his fight, which is coming up this weekend, because he's a fighting nerd, you know. But yeah, as far as it goes, Carlos Prates is the real deal. He's probably going to KO his next opponent. And, yeah, I was very fucking surprised to see that he knocked out the Leech. Obviously, after round 1, I was kind of thinking that maybe the Leech gets knocked out, but it's still very surprising because going into this fight, a lot of people were picking Carlos Prates by KO, but I wasn't, because I said, what the fuck? Why the fuck would the Leech get KO'd? He's never been KO'd. Carlos Prates, you know, sure enough, he's KO'd some guys, but I don't think he's going to KO the Leech. So KOing the Leech, being the first person to KO the Leech, in my opinion, is very impressive. Fair enough. Looked very good on the feet, in my opinion. Very good striking, entertaining striker. So I hope Carlos Prates does very good in the UFC. I hope the best for him. And yeah, that's it for the video, guys. I'm done talking about this. I'm just going to cover the main card today. Very glad that Dricus got the win. Izzy fans deserve to get humbled a little bit. You know, Izzy's I'm not a big Izzy hater. I'm just a hater of more so his fan base and how they brainlessly pick Izzy, and, you know, they brainlessly glaze Izzy a bit. And they pick him because he's that guy, bro. He's just that guy. He's not that guy. I actually don't mind him as a person, but yeah, I'm very glad Dricus won. And overall, it was a pretty good card. Not the best, maybe like a 7 out of 10. But pretty good card in my opinion still. Decent card. And yeah, that's it for the video, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe, comment. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.